Okay, so welcome to this training video from Nose to Trail Pet Behaviour Services. My name's Rachel Rogers, I'm a clinical animal behaviourist. This video has been specifically put together for one of my clients who's asked for a little bit of help on introducing a end of session or kind of like a finish signal to their dogs to let them know there's no more training or there's no more playtime going to be happening. Now, in the animal training world, these are a little bit of a controversial topic. Isn't everything in the dog training world? Some people love them, some people hate them. For me, I do find them quite useful, and I have used them with my dogs, and I've also used them when I was working as a marine mammal trainer. I find them really useful, and I do actually find them to cause less frustration for the animals because they then have a predictable way of knowing there's no more entertainment on offer, potentially no more treats on offer, there's no more playtime on offer. And when that expectation is met and we are consistent with using this signal, it just makes their life a little bit more predictable and a little bit more easy for them. If we just stop play and we don't have a way of kind of indicating to them that playtime is finished or training time is finished, then what you can get is dogs who get a bit irritated by that, a little bit frustrated, like, but I want to do more, and we want to avoid that where possible. So I'm just going to show you a couple of clips of me kind of showing how you would introduce this to your dogs, and then me using it in the end of a training session with them. Now, when you introduce this, the first thing that you need to be aware of is that you're introducing a new cue, a new signal to your dog, so they don't know what it means to begin with. So when you first do this, I drop treats down on the floor when I introduce this hand signal because the dogs don't know what it means, and actually they may well still try and interact with me, they may well still try and play or do more training. So by giving them a little scatter feed of some treats on the floor, it just gives them a different thing to do. Okay, now I quite quickly fade those out so that I'm just giving this hand signal, which means like we are finished. But I do this really quickly with some short repetitions. So this is 3 or 4 different short training sessions from like within an hour. So I did a bit of training, went back to my office, did some work, did a bit of training, went back to my office, did some work, did a bit of training, went back to my office and did some work. And I suggest you do the same if you want to start implementing one of these finish cues with your dogs. So yeah, this Rico is my little black dog, Maisie's the little brown Jack Russell Cross pug. Really it was meant to be for Maisie, but Rico liked to be involved. And that was the end of session signal there. So hopefully you saw it. I'll just rewind that and we'll watch that again. So it's 2 palms over the top of each other, literally like you might see some people gesture to say like no or finished. That's the same cue that I use with my guys. And I do say the word finished as well.
Good girl. Is it down? Yes. Good girl. Finished.
There we go. And then we'll move on to another little brief training session. So about 15 minutes later, I took Maisie back out into the corridor to do a little bit of training with her. And this is just for fun, okay? It's literally just some mental stimulation for her. She is 10 now, so it's just to keep her brain ticking over. We're just doing fun. And there was that signal again. And I just walk off because I'm done. Then we had another session, another 15 minutes later. You can see how this is happening, isn't it? Short bursts of training, and then I'm giving this finish cue when we're done. Now, with this one here, we were actually practicing a little bit of work that Maisie needs for her hoopers, where she has to kind of stay still and I walk away from her at the start of a course. So when I'm doing that, there's really clear differences in my hand signals with Maisie. So we've got a stay or like a wait cue that I give her, and that is different to that one you just saw there, which was that end of session signal. And this is the last one, so you can see how I use this when both of my dogs are involved. So here I was just working on some posing stuff that I'm doing with Rico. I'm trying to get him to do a really pretty like back paws up in the air, because I like to take daft photos of my dogs, and we'll probably use it at Christmas time. And Maisie was here just getting involved. So she was just practicing like staying in a down whilst I was working on training with Rico. So I just do my training as I'm doing it for as long as I want to do it for. And when it comes to the time that I need to go back in my office and do some work, or maybe the phone rings, so that I don't just end the session with no way of my dogs knowing and then being like, huh, what? I was enjoying that. Okay, I use that finish cue. It makes it predictable for them, and that I find builds less frustration because they know what is coming. It's predictable. There we go. So that was the last one. I gave them a treat after it, and then I just walked off and went back into my office, and you can see they follow me. Okay, so training time was done. Now, when you introduce this, do it in short bursts. Okay, you can use this in play too, but if you're using this during playtime with your dogs, then really watch their arousal levels. We're pretty poor as pet dog owners as it goes. Okay, I'm not picking anyone out personally, but people are pretty poor at overstimulating our dogs, getting them really, really wound up and hyper, and then just being like, oh, I'm going to sit and make a cup of tea now, I'm done. And that's really hard for the dogs to come down from. So when you start to introduce a finish cue like this, a little bit of play, give the finish cue, probably sprinkle a couple of treats down, walk off, and then when they're calm again, do another little bit of play, introduce that cue, and then go away again. So we're just building it up slowly. When they understand the finish cue, then you can get them to be more excited. You can be doing a bit more prolonged play before you give it, but in those early stages, short is better. If you have any questions on this, then please do get in touch. You can pop me an email at info@nosetotrail.co.uk, or you can leave a comment on YouTube. That's absolutely fine. For the members who are in the Nose to Trail membership, then if you watch this and you want to introduce it to your dogs, pop any videos over that you want, or of course you can share them in the next members Q&A sessions. All of the information on those is in the members area on the website, so just log in, have a look, hit the Zoom link, and I will hope to see you all soon. If you want to join the membership, doors are open until the 20th of December, where you get all of this type of information, and I can do training videos to support you and your dogs. I hope to see you soon.